In the name of Allah, the entirely merciful, the especially merciful, the Noble Qur'an, Part 17, starting with Surah 21, Surah Al Anbiya, Surah titled The Prophets. In the name of Allah, the entirely merciful, the especially merciful. The time of their account has approached for the people, while they are in heedlessness turning away. No mention comes to them anew from their master, except that they listen to it while they are at play, with their hearts distracted. And those who do wrong conceal their private conversation, saying, Is this prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, except a human being like you? So would you approach magic while you are aware of it? He, the prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, My master knows whatever is said throughout the heavens and the earth, and he is the hearing, the knowing. But they say, the revelation is but a mixture of false dreams. Rather, he has invented it. Rather, he is a poet. So let him bring us a sign, just as the previous messengers were sent. Not a single city which we destroyed believed before them, so will they believe? And we sent you not before you, O Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, except men to whom we revealed. So ask the people of the message if you do not know. And we did not make them, that is the prophets, forms not eating food, nor were they immortal. Then we fulfilled for them the promise, and we saved them in whom we willed and destroyed the transgressors. We have certainly sent down to you a book, that is this Qur'an, in which is your mention. Then will you not reason? And how many a city which was unjust have we shattered and produced after it another people. And when they perceived our punishment, at once they fled from it. Some angels said, Do not flee, but return to where you were given luxury and to your homes. Perhaps you will be questioned. They said, Oh, woe to us, surely we were wrongdoers. And that declaration of theirs did not cease until we made them as a harvest mowed down, extinguished like a fire. And we did not create the heaven and the earth and that between them in play. Had we intended to take a diversion, we could have taken it from what is with us, if we were to do so. Rather, we dash the truth upon falsehood, and it destroys it, and thereupon it departs. And for you is destruction from that which you describe. To him belongs whoever is in the heavens and the earth, and those near him, that is the angels, are not prevented by arrogance from his worship, nor do they tire. They exalt him night and day, and do not slacken. Or have they taken for themselves gods from the earth who resurrect? Had there been with them gods besides Allah, they both would have been ruined. So exalted is Allah, Master of the throne, above what they describe. He is not questioned about what he does, but they will be questioned. Or have they taken gods besides him? Say, O Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, produce your proof. This is the message for those with me and the message of those before me. But most of them do not know the truth, so they are turning away. And we sent not before you any messenger except that we revealed to him that there is no deity except me, so worship me. And they say, the most merciful has taken a son. Exalted is he. Rather, they are but honored servants. They cannot precede him in word, and they act by his command. He knows what is presently before them and what will be after them. And they cannot intercede except on behalf of one whom he approves. And they, from fear of him, are apprehensive. And whoever of them should say, Surely I am a god besides him, that one we would recompense with hell. Thus do we recompense the wrongdoers. Have those who disbelieve not considered that the heavens and the earth were a joined entity, and we separated them and made from water every living thing? Then will they not believe? And we placed within the earth firmly set mountains, lest it should shift with them, and we made therein passes as roads that they might be guided. And we made the sky a protected ceiling, but they from its signs are turning away. And it is He who created the night and the day and the sun and the moon. All heavenly bodies in an orbit are swimming. And we did not grant to any man before you eternity. So if you die, would they be eternal? Every soul will taste death, and we test you with evil and with good as a trial. And to us you will be returned. And when those who disbelieve see you, O Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, they take you not except in ridicule, saying, Is this the one who mentions your gods? And they are, at the mention of the most merciful, disbelievers. Man was created of haste. I will show you my signs, so do not impatiently urge me. And they say, When is this promise if you should be truthful? If those who disbelieved but knew the time when they will not avert the fire from their faces or from their backs, and they will not be aided. Rather, it will come to them unexpectedly and bewilder them, and they will not be able to repel it, nor will they be reprieved. And already were messengers ridiculed before you, but those who mocked them were enveloped by what they used to ridicule. Say, who can protect you at night or by day from the most merciful? But they are, from the remembrance of their master, turning away. Or do they have gods to defend them other than us? They are unable to even help themselves, nor can they be protected from us. But on the contrary, we have provided good things for these disbelievers and their fathers until life was prolonged for them. Then do they not see that we set upon the land, reducing it from its borders? Is it they who will overcome? Say, I only warn you by revelation, but the deaf do not hear the call when they are warned. And if as much as a whiff of the punishment of your master should touch them, they would surely say, Oh, woe to us, surely we have been wrongdoers. And we place the scales of justice for the day of resurrection, so no soul will be treated unjustly at all. And if there is even the weight of a mustard seed, we will bring it forth, and sufficient are we as accountant. And we had already given Moses and Aaron the criterion and a light and a reminder for the righteous, who fear their master unseen, while they are of the hour apprehensive. And this Qur'an is a blessed message which we have sent down. Then are you with it unacquainted? And we had certainly given Abraham his sound judgment before, and we were of him well knowing. When he said to his father and his people, What are these statues to which you are devoted? They said, We found our fathers worshipping them. He said, You were certainly, you and your fathers, in manifest error. They said, Have you come to us with truth, or are you of those who jest? He said, No, rather your master is the master of the heavens and the earth, who created them, and I to that am of those who testify. And I swear by Allah, I will surely plan against your idols after you have turned and gone away. So he made them into fragments, except a large one amongst them. Then they might return to it and question. They said, Who has done this to our gods? Surely he is of the wrongdoers. They said, We heard a young man mention them who is called Abraham. They said, Then bring him before the eyes of the people that they may testify. They said, Have you done this to our gods, O Abraham? He said, Rather, this, the largest of them, did it. So ask them, if they should be able to speak. So they returned to blaming themselves and said to each another, Surely you are the wrongdoers. Then they reversed themselves, saying, You have already known that these do not speak. He said, Then do you worship instead of Allah that which does not benefit you at all, or harm you? Uff to you, and to what you worship instead of Allah. Then will you not use reason? They said, Burn him and support your gods if you are to act. We, that is Allah, said, O fire, be coolness and safety upon Abraham. And they intended for him a plan, but we made them the greatest losers. And we delivered him and Lut to the land which we had blessed for the worlds. And we gave him Isaac and Jacob in addition, and all of them we made righteous. And we made them leaders guided by our command, and we inspired to them the doing of good deeds, establishment of prayer, and giving of zakah, and they were worshippers of us. And to Lut we gave judgment and knowledge, and we saved him from the city that was committing wicked deeds. Surely they were a people of evil, defiantly disobedient. And we admitted him into our mercy. Surely he was of the righteous. And mention Noah, when he called to Allah before that time. So we responded to him and saved him and his family from the great affliction. And we aided him from the people that denied our signs. Surely they were a people of evil, so we drowned them altogether. And mention David and Solomon, when they judged concerning the field, when the sheep of a people overran it at night, and we were witness to their judgment. And we gave understanding of it to Solomon, and to each of them we gave judgment and knowledge, and we subjected the mountains to exalt us, along with David and also the birds, and we were doing that. And we taught him the fashioning of coats of armor to protect you from your enemy in battle. So will you then be grateful? And to Solomon we subjected the wind, blowing forcefully, proceeding by his command towards the land which we had blessed, and we are ever of all things knowing. And of the devils, that is the jinn, were those who dived for him and did work other than that, and we were of them a guardian. And mention Job, when he called to his master, Surely adversity has touched me, and you are the most merciful of the merciful. So we responded to him, and removed what afflicted him of adversity, and we gave him back his family and the like thereof with them, as mercy from us and a reminder for the worshippers of Allah. And mention Ishmael and Idris and Zulkifl, all were of the patient, and we admitted them into our mercy. Surely they were of the righteous. And mention the man of the fish, that is Jonah, when he went off in anger and thought that we would not decree anything upon him. And he called out within the darknesses, There is no deity except you, exalted are you. surely I have been of the wrongdoers. So we responded to him and saved him from the distress, and thus do we save the believers. And mention Zechariah, when he called to his master, My master, do not leave me alone with no heir, while you are the best of inheritors. So we responded to him, and we gave to him John, and amended for him his wife. Surely they used to hasten to good deeds and supplicate us in hope and fear, and they were to us humbly submissive. And mention the one who guarded her chastity, that is Mary. So we blew into her garment through our angel, that is Gabriel, and we made her and her son a sign for the worlds. Surely this, your religion, is one religion, and I am your master, so worship me. And yet they divided their affair amongst themselves, but all to us will return. So whoever does righteous deeds while he is a believer, no denial will there be for his effort, and surely we of it are recorders. And it is prohibited to a city which we have destroyed that they will ever return, until when the dam of Gog and Magog has been opened, and they from every elevation descend. And when the true promise has approached, then suddenly the eyes of those who disbelieved will be staring, Oh, woe to us, we have been unmindful of this, rather we were wrongdoers. Surely you, that is the disbelievers, and what you worship other than Allah, are the firewood of hell. You will be coming to enter it. Had these, that is the false deities, been actual gods, they would not have come to it, but all are eternal therein. For them therein is heavy sighing, and they therein will not hear. Surely those for whom the best reward has proceeded from us, they are from it far removed. They will not hear its sound while they are, in that which their souls desire, abiding eternally. They will not be grieved by the greatest terror, and the angels will meet them, saying, This is your day which you have been promised, the day when we will fold the heaven like the folding of a written sheet for the records. As we began the first creation, we will repeat it. That is a promise binding upon us. Surely we will do it. And we have already written in the book after the previous mention that the land of paradise is inherited by my righteous servants. Surely in this, that is the Qur'an, is notification for a worshipping people. And we have not sent you, O Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, except as a mercy to the worlds. Say, it is only revealed to me that your God is but one God, so will you be Muslims? But if they turn away, then say, I have announced to all of you equally, and I know not whether near or far is that which you are promised. Surely he knows what is declared of speech, and he knows what you conceal. And I know not, perhaps it is a trial for you and enjoyment for a time. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, has said, My Master, judge between us in truth, and our Master is the most merciful, the one whose help is sought against that which you describe. That is the end of Surah Al Anbiya. Surah 22, Surah Al Hajj, Surah titled The Pilgrimage. The name of Allah, the entirely merciful, the especially merciful. O mankind, fear your Master. Surely the convulsion of the final hour is a terrible thing. On the day you see it, every nursing mother will be distracted from that child she was nursing, and every pregnant woman will abort her pregnancy, and you will see the people appearing intoxicated, while they are not intoxicated. But the punishment of Allah is severe, and of the people is he who disputes about Allah without knowledge and follows every rebellious devil. It has been decreed for him that whoever turns to him, he will misguide him and will lead him to the punishment of the blaze. O people, if you should be in doubt about the resurrection, then consider that surely we created you from dust, then from a sperm drop, then from a clinging clot, and then from a lump of flesh, formed and unformed, that we may show you. And we settle in the wombs whom we will for a specified term. Then we bring you out as a child, and then we develop you that you may reach your time of maturity. And amongst you is he who is taken an early death, and amongst you is he who is returned to the most decrepit age, so that he knows, after once having knowledge, nothing. And you see the earth barren, but when we send down upon it rain, it quivers and swells and grows something of every beautiful kind. That is because Allah is the truth, and because He gives life to the dead, and because He is over all things competent. And that they may know that the hour is coming, no doubt about it, and that Allah will resurrect those in the graves. And of the people is he who disputes about Allah without knowledge or guidance or an enlightening book, twisting his neck in arrogance to mislead people from the way of Allah. For him in the world is disgrace, and we will make him taste of the day of resurrection, the punishment of the burning fire. That is for what your hands have put forth, and because Allah is not ever unjust to His servants. And of the people is he who worships Allah on an edge. If he is touched by good, he is reassured by it. But if he is struck by a trial, he turns on his face. He has lost this world and the hereafter. That is what is the manifest loss. He invokes instead of Allah that which neither harms him nor benefits him. That is what is the extreme error. He invokes one whose harm is closer than his benefit. How wretched the protector, and how wretched the associate. Surely Allah will admit those who believe and do righteous deeds to gardens beneath which rivers flow. Surely Allah does what He intends. Whoever should think that Allah will not support him, that is, support the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, in this world and the hereafter, let him extend a rope to the ceiling, then cut off his breath, and let him see. Will his effort remove that which enrages him? And thus we have sent it, that is this Qur'an, down as verses of clear evidence, and because Allah guides whom He intends. Surely those who have believed, and those who are Jews, and the Sabians, and the Christians, and the Magians, and those who associated with Allah, Allah will judge between them on the day of resurrection. Surely Allah is over all things witness. Do you not see that to Allah prostrates whoever is in the heavens and whoever is on the earth, and the sun, the moon, the stars, the mountains, the trees, the moving creatures, and many of the people? But upon many the punishment has been justified, and he whom Allah humiliates, for him there is no bestower of honor. Surely Allah does what He wills. These are two adversaries who have disputed over their master, but those who disbelieved will have cut out for them garments of fire, poured upon their heads will be scalding water, by which is melted that within their bellies and their skins, and for striking them are maces of iron. Every time they want to get out of it from anguish, they will be returned to it, and it will be said, taste the punishment of the burning fire. Surely Allah will admit those who believe and do righteous deeds to gardens beneath which rivers flow. They will be adorned therein with bracelets of gold and pearl, and their garments therein will be silk. And they had been guided to good speech, and they were guided to the path of the praiseworthy. Surely those who have disbelieved and avert people from the way of Allah and from Al-Masjid Al-Haram, which we made for the people, equal are the resident therein and one from outside, and also whoever intends a deed therein of deviation in religion or wrongdoing, we will make him taste of a painful punishment. And when we designated for Abraham the site of the house, saying, do not associate anything with me, and purify my house from those who perform tawaf, and those who stand in prayer, and those who bow and prostrate, and proclaim to the people the Hajj, that is the pilgrimage. They will come to you on foot and on every lean camel. They will come from every distant pass, that they may witness benefits for themselves and mention the name of Allah on known days over what He has provided for them of sacrificial animals. So eat of them and feed the miserable and poor. Then let them end their untidiness and fulfill their vows and perform tawaf around the ancient house. That has been commanded, and whoever honors the sacred ordinances of Allah, it is best for him in the sight of his master. And permitted to you are the grazing livestock, except what is recited to you. So avoid the uncleanliness of idols and avoid false statement, inclining only to Allah, not associating anything with Him. And he who associates with Allah, it is as though he had fallen from the sky and was snatched by the birds, or the wind carried him down into a remote place. That is so. And whoever honors the symbols of Allah, surely it is from the piety of hearts. For you therein are benefits for a specified term. Then their place of sacrifice is at the ancient house. And for all religion we have appointed a rite of sacrifice, that they may mention the name of Allah over what He has provided for them of sacrificial animals. For your God is one God, so to Him submit, and give good tidings to the humble, who when Allah is mentioned, their hearts are fearful, and to the patient over what has afflicted them, and the establishers of prayer, and those who spend from what we have provided them. And the camels and cattle we have appointed for you as amongst the symbols of Allah, for you therein is good. So mention the name of Allah upon them when lined up for sacrifice, and when they are lifeless on their sides, then eat from them and feed the needy, who does not seek aid, and the beggar. Thus have we subjected them to you, that you may be grateful. Their meat will not reach Allah, nor will their blood, but what reaches Him is piety from you. Thus have we established them to you, that you may glorify Allah for that to which He has guided you, and give good tidings to the doers of good. Surely Allah defends those who have believed. Surely Allah does not like everyone treacherous and ungrateful. Permission to fight has been given to those who are being fought because they were wronged, and surely Allah is competent to give them victory. They are those who have been evicted from their homes without right, only because they say, our Master is Allah. And were it not that Allah checks the people, some by means of others, there would have been demolished monasteries, churches, synagogues, and mosques in which the name of Allah is much mentioned. And Allah will surely support those who support Him. Surely Allah is powerful, exalted in might. And there are those who, if we give them authority in the land, establish prayer and give zakah and enjoin what is right and forbid what is wrong. And to Allah belongs the outcome of all matters. And if they deny you, O Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, so before them did the people of Noah and Ad and Thamud deny their prophets, and the people of Abraham and the people of Lut, and the inhabitants of Madian, and Moses was denied. So I prolonged enjoyment for the disbelievers. Then I seized them, and how terrible was my reproach. And how many a city did we destroy while it was committing wrong, so it has now fallen into ruin. And how many an abandoned well, and how many a lofty palace. So have they not traveled through the earth, and have hearts by which to reason, and ears by which to hear? For surely it is not eyes that are blinded, but blinded are the hearts which are within the breasts. And they urge you to hasten the punishment, but Allah will never fail in His promise, and surely a day with your master is like 1,000 years of those which you count. And for how many a city did I prolong enjoyment while it was committing wrong? Then I seized it, and to me is the final destination. Say, O people, I am only to you a clear warner, and those who have believed and done righteous deeds, for them is forgiveness and noble provision. But the ones who strove against our verses, seeking to cause failure, those are the companions of hellfire. And we did not send before you any messenger or prophet except that when he spoke, Satan threw into it some misunderstanding. But Allah abolishes that which Satan throws in. Then Allah makes precise His verses. And Allah is knowing, wise. That is so He may make what Satan throws in as a trial for those within whose hearts is disease, and those hard of heart. And surely the wrongdoers are in extreme dissension. And so those who were given knowledge may know that it is the truth from your master, and therefore believe in it, and their hearts humbly submit to it. And surely Allah is the guide of those who have believed into a straight path. But those who disbelieve will not cease to be in doubt of it until the hour comes upon them unexpectedly, or there comes to them the punishment of a barren day. All sovereignty that day is for Allah. He will judge between them. So they who believed and did righteous deeds will be in the gardens of pleasure. And they who disbelieved and denied our signs, for those there will be a humiliating punishment. And those who emigrated for the cause of Allah and then were killed or died, Allah will surely provide for them a good provision. And surely it is Allah who is the best of providers. He will surely cause them to enter an entrance with which they will be pleased. And surely Allah is knowing, forbearing. That is so. And whoever responds to injustice with the equivalent of that with which he was harmed, and then is tyrannized, Allah will surely aid him. Surely Allah is pardoning, forgiving. That is because Allah causes the night to enter the day, and causes the day to enter the night, and because Allah is hearing, seeing. That is because Allah is the truth, and that which they call upon other than Allah is falsehood, and because Allah is the Most High, the Grand. Do you not see that Allah has sent down rain from the sky, and the earth becomes green? Surely Allah is subtle, acquainted. To Him belongs what is in the heavens and what is on the earth, and surely Allah is the free of need, the praiseworthy. Do you not see that Allah has subjected to you whatever is on the earth, and the ships which run through the sea by His command? And He restrains the sky from falling upon the earth unless by His permission. Surely Allah to the people is kind, merciful. And He is the one who gave you life, then He causes you to die, then He will again give you life. Surely mankind is ungrateful. For every religion we have appointed rites which they perform. So let them not contend with you over the matter, but invite them to your master. Surely you are upon straight guidance. And if they dispute with you, then say, Allah is most knowing of what you do. Allah will judge between you on the day of resurrection concerning that over which you used to differ. Do you not know that Allah knows what is in the heavens and the earth? Surely that is in a record. Surely that for Allah is easy. And they worship besides Allah that for which He has not sent down authority, and that of which they have no knowledge, and there will not be for the wrongdoers any helper. And when our verses are recited to them as clear evidences, you recognize in the faces of those who disbelieve disapproval. They are almost on the verge of assaulting those who recite to them our verses. Say, then shall I inform you of what is worse than that? It is the fire which Allah has promised those who disbelieve, and wretched is the destination. O people, an example is presented, so listen to it. Surely those you invoke besides Allah will never create as much as a fly, even if they gathered together for it. And if the fly should steal from them a tiny thing, they could not recover it from him. Weak are the pursuer and pursued. They have not appraised Allah with true appraisal. Surely Allah is powerful, exalted in might. Allah chooses from the angels messengers and from the people. Surely Allah is hearing, seeing. He knows what is presently before them and what will be after them, and to Allah will be returned all matters. O you who have believed, bow and prostrate and worship your Master and do good, that you may succeed, and strive for Allah with the striving due to Him. He has chosen you and has not placed upon you in the religion any difficulty. It is the religion of your father Abraham. He named you Muslims before and in this revelation, that the messenger may be a witness over you, and you may be witnesses over the people. So establish prayer and give zakah and hold fast to Allah. He is your protector, and excellent is the protector, and excellent is the helper. That is the end of Surah Hajj.